Just a follow-up to yesterday's video. You know, sometimes the shit gets overwhelming. I just have to take a break. When I say that I've been at this for 8 years, that's full time. My whole life has been like this. So the point is that I'm just going from the time that I got on YouTube in 2008 to today. But, I had this shit going on my whole life. So this isn't like this just started, and, the more that you see, the more that you're not overly enthused with the way this place works. So, not trying to be a negative Nancy. It's just, the shit will take a toll on you. So, like I said, I'm still going to do videos. It's just, it gets overwhelming. It gets overwhelming, like I said, and the 7 or 8 years I've been doing this, I've met one person, and I get people to come on and they say they live down the way from me 10 or 12 miles. Well, that's not true, because if they did, I'd see them and I'd meet them. So, I get tired of the lies and the bullshit. I really have no idea who I'm talking to, because I've never seen you guys, so I don't know who you are. It's a very, very heavy burden to try and walk around with this shit. It's kind of like living in two worlds, looking at the real one and then looking at this fake shit. Like, what's the big thing today? Oh, England's going to succeed from the UN. Don't think that shit ain't done by design. Nobody, especially when you start getting to that level. And you know what was their excuse? Oh, we would be insane not to do it because we'd be going against the will of the people. Well, most individuals would say that's the average person on the street. But it's not. It's not, because we're not people. So they're talking about something else. Interestingly enough, if you read, you'll find out that England, the United States, and Israel all at the same time kind of turn around and say, we're sorry for everything we've done, but whoever is running this place, it's a little not enough, it's a little too late. So that maybe is, I'm kind of thinking maybe that's why the UK is trying to pull out all of that shit. None of this stuff ever happens for the reason that people think. It's all a goof. David Cameron, I'll have to step down. You never stepped up, you punk-ass bitch. You never stepped up. You never did nothing for your people. The poor English people treated like slaves. Slaves held down face first in the fucking mud. Treated like crap. Taxed to fucking death. Treated like garbage. And then you expect them to stand there and wave some dumbass flag for some old broad that eats kids. Yeah. Yeah, you're going to do it because all of a sudden the people want you to do it. Why don't you just say who the real people are? The fallen motherfuckers that are running your fucking country. What's wrong? Afraid you're going to get a spanking by daddy? What bullshit. And on top of that, it's just whatever. I guess the main point of the video is I didn't want to sound like a negative Nancy. So when it says technical difficulties, that basically means sometimes I just get overwhelmed. I mean, I'm pretty thick-skinned when it comes to this stuff. But when you get enough of it, at some point, you crack a little bit. And I'm pretty resilient in bouncing back. I could usually do it in a day or 2 days. But sometimes I just, I need that time. I'm not going to do this Skype thing. And I'm not going to do, any type of personal, so to speak. On my page, I'll talk to people. But, I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of whatever all of this is. So that's one thing that I can control. This is interesting. Here's Roger from American Dad. And he's dressed up like a broad because he's an androgynous creature. And it says, please stand. You see how they got stand in quotations? Read this the right way. Please stand by. By meaning to. In combination, which when two become one, that's what? It's androgynous. So please stand by. They just changed the spelling. It's B-I. Please stand by. Oh, and here's a question. If two are to become one, who's the one to become? But do you understand how they always twist things? Please stand by. We've been so we're such schmucks. We've been so screwed by our own language. You know, the last 2 days I haven't said anything at work. I have absolutely zero, nothing, zero to say to anybody anymore. They're not bad people. We just have nothing to talk about because they're so far removed from anything that I could possibly. It's just not worth it to even open my mouth. And I don't mean about this stuff. I mean about anything. What's the point? I don't want to yam around with those guys about anything. Fuck, I go to work, I do my job, that's it. So, understand, sometimes I have technical difficulties because I get overwhelmed. Like I said, I'm pretty resilient and I bounce back, but it's hard sometimes. That's why I shut down my YouTube channel so many times. But I came back and I came back and I came back. And like I said, I'm not quitting. I'm just taking a couple of days, you know. I go work on my airplane. I went out flying a little bit today, and I just, you know, didn't want you to think that I was just abandoning you guys, because I'm not. It's just that even, you know, I need a break sometimes. I mean, I can honestly tell you, I hate this place. I hate it. And, you know, I hope I'm not talking out of school, but all of this bullshit, because there's been so many lies, this bullshit about everlasting life, I got to be honest with you. Who the fuck wants that? Who the fuck wants to live forever? Fuck, look around you. You want to live in this for the rest of eternity? Forget it. To me, bliss is just dying and just being forgotten. And all of this bullshit that people say nice things when people die, don't do that. Because I got a real odd suspicion that somehow that flips over and that becomes a negative. You know, and all of this stuff they say, and crossing the arms at the funeral, and, you know, oh, what else do they do? Just the rituals, having the guy say shit over you. No. You know what? Throw me in a garbage heap. Just fuck it. Bury me. No head marker, no headstone, no words. Just gone. Why in the fuck would you want any of these assholes to say anything over you? They bullshitted the fucking dog shit out of you by baptizing you. See, I don't... And I'm not trying to shake anybody's faith. I'm just telling you, all these rituals that they've done, I think are backwards and crooked. I think they're absolutely backwards and crooked. We know that Saturn is the god of this water stuff and crystals and all of that stuff. You know, we got a Christian TV station using it as its logo. Well, how come they will never address that and tell us what that's all really about? I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, if you weren't trying to be deceitful, why wouldn't you tell the truth? You can't just show people a picture of Saturn and then just waltz away like, oh, well, see, we showed you. No. That's bullshit. Sorry. Not buying it. I don't want nothing to do with a church. I think Hollywood should be fucking torched. These guys are into torching. Why don't you start by torching your own? That filth creation you call Hollywood. And then when you get done with that, bye-bye to all the religions. I hated John Lennon, but when he said, imagine a world with no religion, that's great. And I don't like these other a-holes that come out with the, oh, the Great Spirit. Oh, fuck off, you fucking naive twit. It's the same thing. Oy. So you get where a guy might get frustrated. I remember when I was younger, in my 20s, and I was doing logging work up in the Colorado mountains, and I would be gone for months. Wouldn't go down into town or nothing. And you would really learn from being away from that stuff. You would resent it. It was really weird because when you go down into town, you would detest it. You assimilated quickly back into it. I mean, after 3 or 4 days, I was right back in it. But when you would come down back into that shit, there was like a repulsion. So anyway, I'll be back to making videos. I just need a little time off. So just remember, always read things. You know, when you see how they got the word in parentheses here, or quotations, please stand by. They're always fucking you. Start learning to think different.